This episode is brought to you by Novilla Mattresses, where comfort meets innovation, giving you the perfect night's sleep you've been dreaming of. Are you tired of tossing and turning all night, struggling to find a comfortable position? Look no further than Novilla Mattresses, the ultimate sleep solution designed with your comfort in mind. Experience the luxury of a good night's sleep with Novilla's advanced mattress technology. Their mattresses are crafted using the finest materials, providing the perfect balance of support and softness. Whether you prefer a plush feel or a firmer surface, Novilla has a mattress that caters to your unique sleep preference. But what sets Novilla apart from the rest? It's their commitment to innovation and quality. Each mattress is thoughtfully engineered to provide optimal spinal alignment, reducing pressure points, and ensuring you wake up feeling refreshed and rejuvenated every morning. Say goodbye to restless nights and hello to blissful sleep with Novilla's cutting-edge cooling technology. Their mattresses are designed to regulate temperature, keeping you cool and comfortable throughout the night. No more waking up in a sweat, just pure, uninterrupted sleep. Worried about allergens and dust mites? Don't be. Novilla mattresses are hypoallergenic and resistant to common allergens, ensuring a healthier sleep environment for you and your loved ones. And here's the best part. Novilla is committed to affordability. They believe that everyone deserves a great night's sleep without breaking the bank. That's why their mattresses are competitively priced, giving you the best value for your money. But don't just take our word for it. Join the thousands of satisfied customers who have already made the switch to Novilla. Even when your mom comes to my place, just know she's getting a great night's sleep, among other things. Experience the difference for yourself and discover what it truly means to sleep like you've never slept before. Using promo code Schweezy or the link in our description, you can save 10% off any purchase you make through Novilla directly. Ready to transform your sleep experience? Visit their website today and choose the Novilla mattress that suits your needs. Your journey to a better night's sleep starts now with Novilla mattresses. And a reminder, when you use our links, you directly support this show. When you want it the most, there's no easy way out. When you're ready to go and your heart's left in doubt, don't give up on your faith, but come to those who believe it, and that's the way it is. That's the way it is. Hello, and what is going on, my fellow Schwoke Lords? What is up? Welcome to yet another episode of Cancel Schweezy, better known as the Lord's trademark favorite podcast.
I was told
that today is going to be probably one of the best episodes of Cancel Schweezy ever made. Every week we're going nothing but up here, folks. Welcome to the show. Got a lot of cool things to talk about this week. What someone would say,
cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff.
But it's also gonna be raw stuff like this. I like that. Or it's also gonna be raw stuff like this.
I like that.
But I'm already finding out on my own that it's wiping the walls between you and me.
And I really like that.
Allows us into each other's world, or I guess in my case, my green screen. Oh. Welcome. Welcome to the show today, folks. We're just starting off quoting a little Garth Brooks, known serial killer. And also, I'm kind of at a point I think it's real because it's confirmed that he really hates the serial killer joke. That he's a serial killer. And you know how most people would just, he's not doing anything weird like agging people on, but I don't think that being public information is, a cool thing. So, yeah, that's smart. What have I been doing this week? Well, I got a haircut. So you can, if you're watching the show, you can see. If you're not watching the show, believe that I got a haircut. And if you need proof, check out the video. I guess, I don't know why you're sitting there. You're just like, he got a haircut, prove it. Okay. I don't know why you're like that, but you can still listen to this show. But I think I talked about a couple weeks ago, or like 2 weeks ago, I think. Maybe. Yeah, I think it had to have been 2 episodes ago. I sang some songs for my mom's first grade class, and I think other first grade classes were there as well. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but one kid was like, "You're the best singer I've ever heard." I'm like, "You haven't heard a lot of singers, have you, kid?" But I do got to admit, though, the entertainment brought in for schools, sometimes it's a magician, sometimes it's just a guy with a bunch of snakes. And that's always random, or like some don't do drugs thing. But then I come in, I'm like, these kids, when I was a kid, we always we had fucking magicians or guys with, it's always guys with snakes. Like, how the fuck do you have all these fucking snakes? That's always a question. And guess what? I don't know. But, but like me coming in and playing songs to them, and I didn't sing fucking Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round, all the songs that kids don't actually like, but apparently adults think kids like. Kids are, especially like, I think they're like 6 or 7 year old first graders. I'm like, they like songs that we like for the most part, up to, a certain extent, and so, they got a fucking 10 out of 10 entertainment at this school, Not every school is getting 10 out of 10 entertainment. Most of the time, it's not 10 out of 10. Usually, if a guy shows up with a guitar to play for kids, it's not good. But when I did it, it was phenomenal. But anyways, though, I was getting my haircut, long story short, if someone says that, it's going to be a long story. Just calm your tits. And so, like, the kids were like, ha! Like, a couple kids, like, a kid came with her dad. Her dad was getting a haircut. It was 2 girls. Her dad came to get a haircut, and then she was, like, talking to me, and I'm like, you don't want your kids getting hurt or anything. I'm just like, oh, I played guitar for their last day of summer school, and then that way the dad's like, oh, okay. My kid's not just being weird, So I get that. And then while I'm getting my haircut, a mom comes in. She has 4 kids with her, which is too many kids, first of all. But, like, 2 of the boys and then another 2 girls. I go to a barber, like, who does boy hair, He, and then, like, another kid, like, I got my haircut done, and they all, like, gave me a hug, and I'm like, I'd tell the moms, like, I played at their school. They don't know me from anything else. And the mom, it was okay. But, like, I'm always skeptical, because, like, I don't want to come across as, like, being weird around kids, I don't want to be one of those guys, Usually they're on a list, and they're usually on a website, that you can look at and find their address. I don't want to be even anywhere near that. So yeah, tell them that. And, I've come to realize, going to schools, like, teachers, especially, like, who are around, like, small kids, it's like, they almost live in a different world from when I'm living in. Like, most people just have normal jobs, they pick up their kids and stuff like that, but, like, teaching me around kids all day, it's not like, I have kind of a mouth, and I guarantee you, if I worked, like, 40 plus hours a week around children, I would probably cuss a lot less, and at the end of the day, this show would be less entertaining if I'm not swearing up and down the whole time, unless you're my mom, who's like, people aren't gonna like your show if you cuss so much, I'm like, too late, and guess what? No one cares, because no one fucking cares. So, try not to be the fucking weird guy around kids. I was playing in the local community band, too. I played upright bass. I played percussion in high school, and I'm like, I don't want to count for 30 measures, and stuff like that. I just think, I don't know, when, like, percussion actually plays a lot of fun, but it's just a lot of waiting, a lot of counting, and it's like, it's hard, it's just not fun, there's usually too many, so I just played upright bass. I think I had to play timpani on one song, and boy, was it just okay. After 11 years of not playing that instrument, it's just okay. I don't know, in the school, usually they have, like, a little, like, thing that'll tell you, like, a little thing you can adjust, they'll tell you what note you're on, and the school doesn't want it because, and listen to this reasoning, it's because it's not always right. And I'm like, no shit, just because, like, with guitars, like, you can tune it and then just let it sit around for a week, and if you pick it up again, it's not going to be in tune. It could be close, but it's not going to be in tune for the most part, because the wood adjusts, there's, how the weather adjusts, cold makes it flat, sharp makes it, hot weather makes it sharp, cold weather makes it flat, so, yeah, that's right, so, yeah, and so they could. I'm like, you just, you adjust it before performance, and then you don't have to. Then you worry about it. Then you adjust it again during the next performance to make sure you're right. It's that easy, but they don't do that. I guess I think it was rained out, or they thought I was going to get rained out, so we did it at a local nightclub. And I've played at nightclubs, so it's not a big deal. It's weird being dressed up like you are for like a wind ensemble concert and playing wind ensemble instruments and wind ensemble songs in a nightclub. It's just the weirdest fucking thing, But I guess it worked out and cool. And it was a real nightclub, so they didn't have air conditioning, so that was fun. But yeah, no. So I think I posted a picture of me on Instagram just like fucking playing upright bass at a club. It's so fucking ridiculous. And it was fun. But I don't know, it was fun. Playing bass was a lot more fun than doing percussion for the most part, because you actually get to play, and that's what I liked about it. And so, yeah, that was my week. What did you guys do this week? I would love to know. I'm actually serious. I would be curious. If you have any cool stories, I'd like to hear it. Make sure you're checking out my music wherever you stream music at. I'm there. I'll have an announcement. Big things coming, as the local bands like to say. Big things coming over there. So make sure you're following me wherever you get your music, so you get notified of that and anything else regarding that as well. So stay tuned there, or you can follow me on social media at TheSchweezy. I will have a Threads account coming, but the announcement's going to be attached to the Threads account as well. The big things coming is going to be that. So make sure you check me out at TheSchweezy on the and I think it's just Schweezy under music too. So check that out. We have multiple ways you can financially support the show if you want to. We do have a Patreon page, and it's basically become a tip jar. But if you'd like to, we have Cash App and PayPal set up, so you can, help us out there if you want to send us some money. I'm going to get an Amazon wish list set up too, and I'm going to try to make it podcast-related gear and music-related gear for the most part on that wish list. That way it's not like you're not fucking buying me. It's like a 10-pack of condoms, and I bet some of you would think that's hilarious because it's it's a lifetime supply of condoms for you. You're fucking hilarious. You get the laugh, okay? You get the laugh. No, actually, no.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
That's what you get. So yeah, just go check that out. But don't forget all the free shit you can do. Make sure you're subscribed, especially over on YouTube. If you're listening to the podcast, make sure you go check out our YouTube page. That way when we have episodes and stuff like that. And we also post the highlights as well over there. And so those are easy ways to share the show with your friend. And it makes things really cool, So definitely check that out. Don't be gross, and don't be stingy.
Come on, Mark. Don't be stingy.
Stuff like that. Obviously, if you're on an audio platform, leave us a review and give us a 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1 star rating. So yeah. I don't know. I just need a little bit to be pumped up a little bit. That always seems to get you pumped up. I've never noticed that. Here's something I've been thinking about. So, been watching. Sometimes it's late at night and things happen, things happen. And so I was watching, YouTube has, commercials. It's or no, not commercials. They have, retro commercials, commercials from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, stuff like that. It's kind of like a nostalgia throwback, and it can be a lot of fun. But I remember, it's weird how ads change over time. That got me thinking, because a lot of 90s commercials, it's they would have made it look, it's usually an actor, okay? That's the thing. Sometimes it's not, but there'll be I'm a radio host, and if I can't talk, then I can't do my job. That's why I love this throat spray, those are commercials, and I would know what a good throat spray is because I'm a radio personality. And clearly a lot of times it's actors, who are not involved in whatever career field ever, but it's so strange. I remember there was was it Morgan Freeman movie? He's starring Morgan Freeman on the app, on the run from the actual voiceover, and it's gotten to a point where those commercials are so old, we've passed it because there's the original idea and then parodies of the idea and parodies of like, this is what a 90s commercial felt like, you know, like we're going to parody that's going from parody. And now it's just like, you're like, is this a joke? And like, you're watching and like, is this a joke? Like, it's been a parody so long that now it's just a joke. And that's what like advertisements evolve from. And it's also like cool to see the evolution of what works as an advertisement to that way someone will actually go out and buy said product from the advertisement. It was like it's very interesting. Was something involved with me having these thoughts? Yes. And I think you could probably guess what's going on there, but retro ads, you know, it's just, they're very interesting, very nostalgic, very fun. And sometimes you find an absolute gem. Like, what was the one commercial I was watching? It was like lots and lots of jets and planes, you know? It was like just like video footage of planes and shit like that. Like sometimes you buy it for like a young child, you know, and be like, cool, and they watch it and, you know, like they let mom drink wine for a little bit while the kids just zoned out, you know, watching this TV. So that's like stuff you would see, but I'm thinking like their target demographic audience is autistic people. Like lots and lots of planes, and their target audience is autistic people. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just want to say there's nothing wrong with that, but that is the target audience, okay? And I think we all know how. And I'm not making a diss, but I'm just saying that's the target audience. The show's called Cancel Schweezy, folks. I don't know what you're expecting me to not say, okay? All right, let's jump into previous week right now. What is previous week right now, you may be asking? It's the news. The news that were from last week that we'll go over today. So,
let's just jump into it.
See what's going on here. First article we got is from AV Club. Drake wonders if he's been in a coma since his Degrassi audition. Have you ever gotten like so high, bro, that you don't even know if anything is like even real at all? Drake has. Celebrities, they really are just like us. The God's Plan rapper and published poet, a title he almost definitely doesn't deserve, at least according to a bunch of other published poets, flexed his philosophical muscles yesterday in a scored Instagram voice memo that sounds more like one of those talky intros to an old Bright Eyes song than anything else. Dude, it's fucking... I want to find this voicemail. I'm going to put it in a song. Okay, so here's Drake. Let me do my Drake impression. Someone asked me the other night what my biggest fear is, and I've never really had a good answer for it. But my answer was that all this is for nothing. He begins before detailing about his musings sent... I didn't do a very good impression. We're just going to speak in my normal voice. Musings sent them deep into a spiral of thought about his life and how surreal it feels at times. Which, fair, the guy has been famous since he was 15 and achieved success beyond most of our wildest dreams. That must be pretty hard to wrap your head around at times. But Drake, the visionary behind such stanzas as "Those guys are so burnt out, we can smell it from here," and "I'm not for you," I'm really starting to put two and two together, because it's four, yeah, is not exactly a master of metaphor. Nope, he means surreal, literally, like maybe his whole life has been a drug-induced coma hallucination. His video continues, "I go back to the day when I was like 13 or 14. I had an audition for a TV show that ultimately shaped my life," Degrassi, "and before my audition, I went to this kid's house and out of, I guess, a desire to be accepted, I would succumb to peer pressure, and I got high with these kids right before my audition. And I kind of wonder, like, maybe I'm still high, maybe I'm in some coma, and this is just like me playing out my ideal life, and that concept has stuck with me for a lot of years. I mean, it feels like reality, it feels tangible, but I definitely wonder sometimes. One might think that this writer or any other human being on the planet could easily assuage this concern, because we can, very obviously tell that Drake is a grown man interacting with other sentient beings and is not, in fact, a 13-year-old stone kid in a coma. But maybe that's not big brain enough of us. Maybe he's right, and we're all living in a simulation inside Drake's head. Maybe none of us are real. Maybe we never were. Maybe that really was God's plan for him all along. All right, so... All right, well, we had a lot to unpack here, folks, so let's just jump right,
Let's just jump into it.
I think the thing is, though, I think we've all kind of had this thought, that thought before, is like, I think we've all questioned the simulation. And if your life is shit, I would say that you need to question whoever's running the simulation you're in. I don't know. I don't believe in like the simulation, but I think it's fair to say we've all at least thought about it for a minute. But no, I feel like the world is a little too shitty to be a simulation, because I feel like if the world would have to be perfect, like a perfect place. If the world was a perfect place, I think that would be well enough to question whether we're in a simulation, because I have to imagine there's someone, it would have to be someone at the top or a group of people at the top running this simulation, and feel at that point, like, if you're going to make a simulation, you try to make like the perfect world. Like that'd be the whole point of like a simulation. We talk about, what was the Florence Pugh, Harry Styles movie that we, oh no, what was that movie called? It was Olivia Wilde, Harry Styles movies. I think it's like Don't Worry, Darling. Is it? Yeah, Don't Worry, Darling. I figured it out. Everyone at home's like, it's fucking Don't Worry, Darling. God fucking damn it, Schweezy. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm trying to do a show here. So yeah, well, there could be a simulation like that, because in that simulation, isn't it like it's a great world. It's like the guys go out to work and the women, just get to socialize and be themselves. And, some people woke up in the simulation and you're like, you know what? This isn't that bad. I'm fine with this. And then some women are like, let me out of here. I had a great life. So that's cool. So now we get to the point where it's like we're in Drake's simulation. And I got to say, Drake, good for you. Good for your simulation. But I'm gonna tell you right now, your simulation kind of sucks, dude. It's not good. If this is your simulation, if we're all in your world, you need to fucking figure out world peace immediately, because I feel like the whole idea of being human, that we're humans, is that like we're always, I think everyone's always going to go to war with everyone or have peace, or at one point, like, I feel like war isn't, like, I'm not for it, but I think it's going to happen for the most part. And in reality, it's because wars make money for people, and it just kind of all comes back around. And so that is a weird theory I heard, that was like the purpose of the CIA is to make sure we are currently always in war. So very interesting stuff, and I guess that's why military recruitment is so heavy. So it makes it easier for the fatties like me. But anyways, Drake, if you're hearing this, which I guarantee you, I don't know why you would not check out this show, just know your simulation kind of sucks, and you should do something about it. Watch The Truman Show. I don't know if that's the best answer. What's a good simulation? Don't watch. Maybe The Matrix isn't a good one either. I don't know. Is there any good simulation movies where it's just like everyone's happy and like they're like, you know what? Actually, no, there would be no conflict. And to have a story, you have to have conflict. So yeah, probably is gonna be a no from there. So at least you heard my thoughts on the simulation theory. So
cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff.
All right, this is from Exclaim, coming back from last week, or 2 weeks ago, I think, was when we did that. Colleen Ballinger denies copywriting Toxic Gossip Train apology song. If you spent more than 15 minutes online in the past 2 weeks, you've probably heard about Colleen Ballinger's, aka Miranda Sings, ukulele sing-along response to some pretty serious allegations. Now it seems as though the disgraced comedian has claimed copyright over Toxic Gossip Train, using it to take down videos criticizing the poor taste apology. And then they had to update there on 7/12. Representatives for Ballinger have denied claims that she claimed copyright infringement claims over the song, nor was she the one to upload the track track to Apple Music. Miss Ballinger did not upload the song or video to Apple Music or to any other streaming platforms for sale or for any other purpose. We don't know if it got published on those platforms, her rep told BuzzFeed News. They continued, it was done without Miss Ballinger's knowledge or authorization, and we have taken measures to have it removed. Likewise, Miss Ballinger has not issued a copyright infringement claim on videos featuring the song, nor has she monetized the video. Toxic Gossip Train has since been removed from Apple Music. Let's rewind a bit. Last month, Ballinger was accused of grooming members of her young follower base, and per reporting by the Huffington Post, multiple ex-fans claimed that she would talk about sex and ask minors inappropriate questions in a group chat called Weenies. Internet persona Trisha Paytas also claimed that Ballinger subscribed to her OnlyFans and shared paywalled nude content of her with her underage followers. Ooh, that's a twist. Following the report, as old videos supposedly showcasing Ballinger as Miranda Sings characters being similarly inappropriate and making racial insensitive jokes began to resurface, much of the internet was all aboard the toxic gossip train. As opposed to the typical hour-long, tearful apology video that comes to be expected of canceled YouTubers, Ballinger pulled out a ukulele and sang through her side of the story in 10 minutes. She admitted to talking to fans in group chats, though she denies that it was ever sexual. The very millennial apology also suggested accusers were spreading lies and rumors for clout. Now that the apology has been dragged across the internet and analyzed in countless other videos, the track has been uploaded to Apple Music and copyright claims have been made on it. YouTube rules state the creators can't use content that someone else owns the copyright to, such as music tracks. Ethan Klein, a popular YouTuber channel, H3H3 Productions, has shared screenshots showing that the H3 podcast was hit with a copyright claim for Toxic Gossip Train in an episode discussing the situation. As such, people online are now speculating Ballinger made her response a song purposely in order to take down any backlash. As of last night, July 10th, all of Ballinger's remaining tour dates of As Miranda Sings has been canceled. Man, talk about like making your career even worse. If you do something cringy, folks.
What?
If you do something cringy, all that's going to happen is going to make things a lot worse. Okay, let me read this update again. Representative for Ballinger have denied claims. All right, so her representatives are denying the platforms. Okay, so, representative, and also think, like, don't look at them as the bad guy. They're getting paid to clean up messes. Like, that's, and, they, it's like, I don't know. It's like, I always feel bad for PR people. They're like, they clearly, like, but clearly the PR people didn't do anything wrong. Like, they're getting paid to make the situation better. And, sometimes they do shady stuff, but, like, for the most part, like, they're just getting paid. Kind of like the Nazis. No, that'd be horrible. It's like the thought of, like, if I think that might be an upcoming question for the advice, so I don't want to do that. So, yeah, and I actually kind of thought about this when the video initially came out. I'm like, what if she's doing this so she can, like, because, like, everyone's going to react to this. Like, and in my mind, like, I don't know, she could be a genius. Of course, if she was a genius, she probably wouldn't be weird around kids, I also think. Usually geniuses, unless they want something, because it doesn't sound like she wanted something. She was just being weird. Like, I don't think it was sexual in topic, but the things, like, she's, like, setting Vans and shit, like, sexual in topic, but at the end of the day, it's not, like, any sort of assault or anything weird, but it's just weird. That's all it is. It's just weird. And that really makes me think about, like, the copyright claim, because I thought, like, that'd be a perfect way you start copyright claiming all this shit, and, like, big creators, react to it, and then you just copyright claim that shit, and because, fair use, there's fair use, but it's hard to say fair use with songs, because if a song's played, it's over and done, and then H3 got the screenshots, and I used to love H3. I've kind of not been into them because I think they've gotten too big, and a lot of it's kind of punching down, and they try to make up drama for no reason. But this, assuming nothing's edited or anything, but usually Ethan and Hila, I don't think I've ever said her name out loud before, Hila. I don't think they're the kind of people who would make up shit. Now they're the type of people who try to start drama, but they're not the people to make up shit for the drama. They usually do stick with facts, usually for the most part. And yeah, the fact that they have screenshots does show that she did fucking publish this song. And if it's on a record label, record labels, they probably have like auto bots that check that for you. I know on the show I've been trying to update it, and I'll put like clips from the show in the background, but me talking, and there's no volume or anything, and it's usually like reversed too, and like y'all still get copyright claims and stuff like that. Which means I've come to the decision that I will be playing a little bit, or my favorite parts of Toxic Gossip Train on this show. I'm not a huge creator, but I have a little bit of clout, and I'm going to see if I get copyright claimed for this, because I don't think I really care if I get copyright claim on this video, and I kind of came into this episode thinking that. So please enjoy a little bit of Toxic Gossip Train to see if we get flagged.
All aboard the Toxic Gossip Train. You're chugging down the tracks of misinformation. The Toxic Gossip Train. You got a one-way ticket to manipulation station. Toxic Gossip Train. Tie me to the tracks and harass me for my past. 'Cause rumors look like facts. If you don't mind the gaps, I won't survive in the crash. But hey, at least you're having fun. Hi everyone. I've been wanting to come online and talk to you about a few things. Even though my team has strongly advised me to not say what I want to say, I recently realized that they never said that I couldn't sing what I want to say. So here I am, and today I only want to talk about the facts. So I hope that you'll be willing to listen. Here we go. Many years ago, I used to message my fans, but not in a creepy way like a lot of you are trying to suggest. It was more of a loser kind of way, where I was just trying to be besties with everybody. It's kind of like when you go to like a family gathering, and there's a weird aunt there who keeps coming up to you and going like, "Hey girl, what's the tea?" And you're like, ugh. That was me, but in group chats with my fans. It was weird. I've been sharing my life online for over 15 years. I've poured my heart out to you, and because of that I feel like I'm talking to my friends, but in the beginning of my career, I didn't really understand that maybe there should be some boundaries there. There were times in the DMs when I would overshare details of my life, which was really weird of me. I haven't done that for years, you see, because I changed my behavior and I took accountability. But that's not very interesting, is it? So let's go on the Toxic Gossip Train. The locomotive's fueled with hateful accusations. The Toxic Gossip Train. Steamroll over someone's reputation. Toxic Gossip Train. Hop on board but close your eyes, otherwise you'll realize that the train is made of lies, and that person you despise maybe didn't deserve to die, but hey.
And our last article we got here today, this is from Entrepreneur. I think it's just called entrepreneur.com. We're really getting the high quality shit here today, folks. This is wild. Internet is losing it over Burger King's 20-slice cheese sandwich. Is there such a thing as too cheesy? Burger King in Thailand is going viral for its new sandwich that contains only bread and cheese. 20 slices of it that is dubbed the real cheeseburger. The bizarre new menu item will consist of American cheese and the chain's signature sesame seed bun, sold for a reduced price of 109 Thai baht, roughly $3.10. Versus the regular cheeseburger, which goes for 380 baht. Dozens of TikTokers ran to the chain to post clips of the sandwich and what they thought of the gooey concoction. The sandwich also made a stir on Twitter, where users globally called the menu item too much and questioned how eating the entire burgerless burger would affect their stomachs. According to one user on social media, customers can add an extra 2 slices for 50 cents, just in case 20 wasn't enough. Burger King Thailand even posted the sandwich on Facebook, writing, "This is no joke. This is for real." Restaurant Brands International, Burger King's parent company, is coming off a strong Q1 2023 after a 15% year-over-year increase. Consolidated system-wide sales, Burger King International Restaurants saw a 12% increase in global comparable sales. RBI was up just under 46% year-over-year as of Tuesday afternoon. So first of all, I think I need to make a formal announcement on this. What is my opinion on American cheese, you may be asking. Now look, I believe American cheese is a great cheese. Specifically, if you want good American cheese, at your grocery store, there's stuff like Kraft Singles, where it's wrapped each individual in a plastic container. Or there's American Cheese Deluxe, where it's all kind of like one brick, but there's little like perforated edges on it, so you can like peel it off. That is so it's called American Cheese Deluxe. That's what you look for at a grocery store. And that is the good American cheese. That's the stuff you want. However, though, and also that's kind of like it's similar to what McDonald's had, and that's what Burger King and every other fast food place has as well. But the thing with American cheese, though, is it needs to be melted. Like, if you eat it not melted, it's not good. I mean, it's fine, but it's not good. The purpose of American cheese is for it to be melted. That's why it's like, if you have it, it's the best cheese for a cheeseburger, and it's the best cheese for like grilled cheese and stuff like that as well. So just knowing that, I'm just letting you know that's what American cheese is. So when people talk about how American cheese is fake cheese or processed cheese or gross or whatever, it's supposed to be melted on something. It's not supposed to be eaten like cold straight out of the refrigerator. Like other cheeses are most likely that. That's the real purpose of American cheese. However, Burger King easily could make a grilled cheese sandwich. Now, this is a cool trick, and some restaurants do this if, like, they kind of add it to their kids' menu. So instead of, like, kind of, like, white bread type of, I'm talking about, like, the white loaf bread, what they'll do is they'll take their buns, and instead, there's the crust side and the non-crust side, the crusty, what they say. What you do is, like, the white side of the burger bun is, like, face down, so you have both ends on it, and then you put the cheese in the middle where, like, where the crust is of the burger, and so it's like inside, the burger's basically inside out, and squish it down and cook it like a grilled cheese. That's a cool way if like you're ever wanting a grilled cheese but you only have burger buns. Great way to do it. And if the restaurant has like a good bun, like a good brioche bun, like it can be it's a really good cheese sandwich. Better bread makes a good cheese sandwich. So I'm surprised they didn't do that. At the end of the day, though, eating that much cheese, that's so many calories, because cheese is mostly fat, and like fat is really calorie dense. So you're adding a lot of fat to your diet and even more calories. So good for you look happy and healthy, not me. Or whatever. FNX Fitness, the ultimate destination for fitness enthusiasts looking to reach their peak performance and achieve their health goals. Are you tired of the same old fitness routines that leave you feeling uninspired and unmotivated? Look no further than FNX Fitness, where they bring a fresh and innovative approach to your fitness journey. At FNX Fitness, they believe that true fitness goes beyond just physical strength. It's about nourishing your body and mind and soul to unlock your full potential. That's why they offer a wide range of high-quality supplements and products designed to support your active lifestyle. Fuel your workouts and enhance your recovery with the scientifically formulated supplements. From pre-workout energizers to post-workout recovery blends, FNX Fitness has you covered every step of the way. Their products are carefully crafted using premium ingredients, ensuring you get the nutrients you need to perform at your best. But FNX Fitness is more than just supplements. It's a community of like-minded individuals who share your passion for fitness and well-being. Join their supportive community and gain access to expert advice, workout tips, and motivational content that will keep you inspired and on track towards your goals. They understand that fitness is a personal journey, which is why they offer a wide range of products to cater to your individual needs. Whether you're a seasoned athlete looking to take your performance to the next level, or a beginner taking your first steps towards a healthier lifestyle, FNX Fitness has the tools and resources to support you every step of the way. But don't just take my word for it. Join the thousands of satisfied customers who have already experienced the FNX Fitness difference. Transform your fitness routine and unlock your full potential with FNX Fitness. And using our code in the description, you can save 15% off your order from their website. Ready to take your fitness to the next level? Visit their website on your nearest or your nearest retailer today and discover the power of FNX Fitness. Elevate your performance, fuel your passion, and become the best version of yourself with FNX Fitness. And a reminder, when you use our links, you directly support this show. Cash App, the easiest way to send, spend, and save money with just a few taps on your phone. Are you tired of dealing with the hassle of carrying cash or waiting in long lines at the bank? With Cash App, you can say goodbye to those inconveniences and hello to a seamless financial experience. Sending money to friends and family has never been easier, whether you're splitting the bill at dinner, paying your share of rent, or simply sending a birthday gift. Cash App lets you transfer money instantly, directly from your bank account. No need to worry about writing checks or handling physical cash anymore. But Cash App doesn't stop there. It's complete financial ecosystem right at your fingertips. Use the app to easily pay for your morning coffee, groceries, or even your monthly subscriptions. With just a simple scan or tap, you can make purchases at millions of locations, both online and offline. And here's the best part. Cash App helps you save money too. With its innovative Boost feature, you can unlock exclusive discounts and cashback rewards at popular retailers, restaurants, and even your favorite services. It's like having your own personal saving assistant, always looking out for the best deals. Worried about security? Cash App has you covered. With top-notch encryption and advanced security features, your financial information is always protected. Plus, if you have ever had any questions or concerns, Cash App's dedicated customer support team is available 24/7 to assist you. So why wait? Join millions of satisfied users and experience the convenience, speed, and savings that Cash App brings to your financial life. Download the app today from your app store and start sending, spending, and saving money like never before. Luckily, the best part is, if you sign up using the link in the description, you get a free $5 just for signing up. That's literally just free money. So join Cash App today. The future of money is here. And when you use our links, you directly support this show.
Be gone, fuck!
So, as we sit here, I realized I don't think I ever watched the movie Pulp Fiction. Now, some of you are going to be jamming in the comments, being like, "You've never seen Pulp Fiction," and then list everything I've ever watched on this for this podcast. And yeah, you know what? And my response to you is, you can shut the fuck up. So, Pulp Fiction, movie by Quentin Tarantino, known foot fetish guy, just like TJ Marr of Ghost Town Remedy. Make sure you go check those guys out. The singer's TJ's really into feet, and especially send them pictures of your feet. If you have feet, send pictures. If you don't have feet, don't make everyone sad. No one wants nub pictures. Sorry, no one wants your fucking nub pictures, but yeah. So I watched Pulp Fiction, and everyone talks about how this is probably one of the greatest movies of all time. People talk about how this is their favorite movie that's ever been made. I don't think it's my favorite movie, but I did get invested in the movie, and I liked it for the most part. I think I can genuinely say I liked it.
Can anybody tell me what can I do with these ladybugs?
But yeah, so the story's also kind of weird. Maybe the edible was kicking in, and I didn't know any better. But I remember, watching it. It's like the story. It starts off with Samuel L. Jackson and fucking John Travolta. I think, wasn't this the movie, with John Travolta, that made him a serious actor, not just the guy from Grease? Wasn't this the movie that was put him, everyone saw him as an actor? So you have him and John, and they just go around kill people, and then John Travolta takes a chick, Uma Thurman, out on a date. Then she overdoses and doesn't die. And I also learned something that, for the adrenaline shots, when it's stabbed into the body, I learned that the reason why they do that is because they have to get through, get through bone. So when you see people stabbing to do shots and shit like that, they have to go through bones. And I never realized that. And some of you are like, how'd you not know that? I'm like, I'm not a fucking doctor, okay? As much as I know about the medical field and how some of you do come to this show for medical advice for some reason. So yeah, so you had to like stab him in the chest to do that, and I just think, you know, I decided I'm just not gonna overdose on things, and if I do, I don't know, just let me be, you know, just let me fucking die already. You know, I'm already not like buying carbon monoxide detectors for homes, you know, I'm just like, whatever, if it takes me, it takes me, you know, God's silent death, you know, God's favorite silent death. Besides whatever he did to Sodom and Gomorrah. I don't know, flooding the earth seems like God's favorite, I think that's God's favorite time he killed everyone. I like how like the evangelicals are like, the rainbow is a promise of God's love. I'm like, it's definitely not a promise of God's love. It's God's promise that he won't fucking murder an entire plant, in almost every species, an entire species. You know, it's a promise. Like, I won't kill your entire species again, ... with water. So that's a cool story. Anyway, how do we always get back to Christianity and how much I was scarred by it on this show? I'll never know. Yeah, I remember watching like this movie. The beginning of it, I was like kind of bored, and I think after I realized, I'm like, there's just gonna be a lot of people just fucking talking. It's got a lot of fucking talking in this movie. It reminds me of Secret Invasion because like Sam Jackson's scenes in Pulp Fiction and in Secret Invasion are amazing, but what was Secret Invasion? I'm gonna have I'll talk about it in a couple weeks when the show's over, but I've been very underwhelmed by the show so far, and I think when this episode comes out, episode 5 will come out, and I have not seen that yet, but with episode 4, what was it? Yeah, it was episode 4. They've had 4 episodes of the show, and 3 of the episodes end with someone dying. It's like, okay, there's some creativity that's not being, no creativity is not being used. Like, oh, I'll just have someone else die at the end of this episode. You know, so, you know, but like Samuel Jackson's putting, he's putting 10 out of 10 in. I just think it's just a bad script and it's just a poorly executed series. So far, I don't know, maybe the last 2 episodes are going to be like fucking insane. But yeah, I almost dropped out at the beginning of the film because I was like, that's going to be a lot of talking. But no, I'm glad I stayed and invested into the story. One scene in the movie, you know, there's the $5 milkshake. And remember, this movie is supposed to take place in 1994. And when you watch the movie, like, you know, it's pretty bad when, like, when you type in when does Pulp Fiction, and it's gonna be like take place, and you know it's a weird question because it looks like it could have taken place in the 70s, the 80s, and I actually feel like it's more of an 80s. It looks more 80s to me, to be honest with you, but you never know, and I don't know when the movie was filmed, you know, and stuff like that. Movies take a while to get made, so I don't know. But anyways, though, in 1994, you know, I think Uma Thurman's character, she buys a $5 milkshake, and she's technically on a date, you know, so it's like taking a $5 milkshake, and like, you know, it's a big deal. $5 for a milkshake, this thing must be pretty fucking good, you know, it better be fucking good. And I calculated it for today, and it would be a $10 milkshake. You know, and it's weird how inflation works, because like $5 for a milkshake, you know, when you go to a restaurant, you're so used to like things being upcharged like that, you know. And so, like, you'd expect $5 for a milkshake. I'm like, yeah, that seems fair. But then you look at it, $10, like, you know, if it brought to it, I'm like, $10 for a milkshake? This thing better fucking cure AIDS if I'm going to spend $10 on a milkshake. Like, it better be curing some diseases in my body. You know, I better walk out and feel like you just went to the chiropractor, you know, you just got everything popped into place, you know. That's what I am expecting from a $10 milkshake. What am I expecting from a $5 milkshake? A good milkshake. That's all I'm really expecting out of $5. But $10, I'm like, you better be fucking, this thing better change my life. It's like going to a haunted house. Like, if I don't die in this haunted house, it wasn't good enough, you know? It's like, that's you know. I usually get underwhelmed with the haunted houses, you know? But, yeah. Anyways, so the movie's weird. Bruce Willis is in the movie, and he has a French girl who's way too into him for being, like, a criminal, you know? And you don't even know, it's like, is he a boxer? And then, like, he was a boxer and he killed a guy, and he didn't think he was going to kill him, because the whole idea was Marsalis is, like, this big crime lord or whatever, and he's like, all right, you're going to you're going to lose the fight, you know, and then you're going to get a ton of money, and we're going to give you a ton of money for it, and then he ends up winning the fight, and so ends up on the run from Marsalis, I think is his name, and then there's a cool, the best way I can say it, it's a really cool grape scene, you know what I'm saying, it's a really cool grape scene, you know, and it was pretty fucked up, but it did bring us to the meme, one of my favorite memes I've ever seen in my life. It's hey, something like, hey, are we in Oklahoma? And then it's that scene's like, nah, we're pretty far from okay, because okay is Oklahoma. And I thought that was hilarious.
What?
Sorry, wrong one. Let's do this again. And I thought that was hilarious. There we go. So yeah, and that seems really fucked up. And I think it really does, like, bring me to a point with Tarantino movies. It's just like, it kind of tries to be too edgy. You know, I don't mind something being a little edgy or a little too dark or a little too raunchy, but I feel like with the Tarantino stuff, sometimes it's edgy for this just to be edgy and not for like a specific purpose. There we go. I know how to talk. Because I remember if you take music composition lessons, any decision you make with your arrangement, I think this kind of comes into music production too, needs to have a reasoning behind it. Like your reasoning behind that choice, even if you make up a dumb fucking reason for it, you know, it's like, well, I liked the way that synth sounds and I wanted it throughout the song because it represents how birds fly in the sky. You know, even if you make up some dumb bullshit like that, at least, you know, give it a reason. And I think there's not a lot of reason especially in this movie. I haven't seen Django. I haven't seen a lot of other ones in a while, but yeah, this one just seemed like parts were edgy just because he wanted to be edgy and stuff like that, and to see Uma Thurman's feet, which I bet that's TJ's favorite part. I mean, his favorite director is Tarantino for one specific reason, and we all know what that is: feet. So yeah, overall, I'd say it was a good movie. You know, too edgy to be edgy, not edgy because it just is. You know, but I don't know. You know, Tarantino's one of the greats, and it's really hard to criticize Pulp Fiction for the most part. You're like a little too edgy, but it could just be because it came out in 1994. You know, I bet there weren't as many like edgy movies back then as there are now, so it could just be the goggles of which I'm viewing this movie through. But overall, if you've never heard of the movie Pulp Fiction, I gotta tell you, it's a pretty good movie. You should go check it out. All right, so I found this article from the website Techie Twist. Okay, you know what? You clicked on my face. And I saw this article, and I'm like, I need to go over this on the pod. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. I like that. All right. Questionable life hacks that are actually kind of genius. Now, I probably have to say that I am not encouraging anyone to do anything, okay? If it's like illegal or weird, I'm not encouraging. We're just reacting to it, okay, folks? Don't be blaming me for your bad decisions. I don't want to fucking see that shit. I think that's why warnings are if I do start doing dangerous shit, you know, or things that you shouldn't do at home, I should start putting a little advisory. I'm like, do not blame me for your bad decisions, okay? I'm not liable for your bad decisions, all right? All right, questionable life hacks. Let's just jump into it. There is a lot of text in between. We're going to ignore that. We're going to ignore that for the most part and just look at the pictures to read. So it's a lot more fun. Always book your hotel room with the prefix of doctor. When the morning crew pre-assigns rooms for the day arrivals, they are likely to put you in a nicer room to avoid an unhappy, pretentious doctor gossiping about being next to the elevator. I'm just trying to understand why. I'm just trying to figure out why doctors need to have the special treatment in hotels. It's like, I'm just trying to figure out why a doctor would need that and why, you know, you would do that as well. I don't know. That's confusing to me. It's just like, who fucking gives a shit what room the doctor's in? Unless he is like the hotel doctor. Apparently the hotel is like a middle school and, you know, there's a hotel nurse or whatever. Then maybe give that doctor a nicer room. I don't know. It's maybe something I don't get. I don't get it. And guess what? I don't think I have to. The first trick I learned in the FBI: if you're on a stakeout and you want someone to stop looking at you or think you're not looking at them, pick your nose. They immediately turn away and think you're some jerk picking his nose. Yeah, I think that's typically a solid rule. They talked about that in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, where it's like Natasha and Steve made out because public displays of affection make people uncomfortable. So yeah, I guess you got to do something that would make someone else uncomfortable, then they'll look away, which is very good advice. Just for, I don't think, you know, obviously if you're going to be doing espionage and shit like that, maybe that'll work. But if you just don't want people to look at you, also do that. That'd be easy. That'd be way easier to do than anything else. Okay. Start off with, for all you weirdos out there. Oh, cool. Hannibal Lecter. Okay, if you have to bury a body, do it vertically. Satellites will look for 6-foot-long holes and mark them for investigation. Also, bury the body under a dead dog. Sniffer dogs will mark that spot, and when they dig it up and find the dog, they will mark it as a false positive and move on. So, yeah, I've heard about the dog trick for a while now. I've watched some serial killer documentaries and stuff like that. The real question, I like the bury a body vertically. That just sounds like fucking hijinks right there. You're like, okay, so you dig a hole, it's very still, and then you're trying to get the body to stand up, but the body keeps falling over. So you trying to like prop it up, like putting dirt on, and it just keeps slipping on. I'm like, God damn it, I'm just trying to get this thing to stay up correctly. And then you're just like, okay, maybe if I just split off the bones, then you bring like an axe or whatever, like to chop off the bones, but the axe isn't very sharp, so it's like you're struggling to fucking cut up a body. It's just fucking gross fucking hijinks that would 100% make me laugh, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay, yeah, confidence is everything. If you're doing something you shouldn't, confidence is key. You can just walk out of a store holding what you stole and be fine if you know how to act and have a basic knowledge of how the store works. Bonus: trespass with an orange safety jacket. Nobody questions the orange safety jacket. Solid advice. Yeah, confidence is key. I've snuck backstage at a lot of shows to meet bands by just acting like you work in the place and stuff like that. You met some cool bands that way, so... definitely try that out. Just pretend to be confident if you're trying to get into somewhere you're probably not supposed to be. It's a good way. Or you kidnap someone, knock them out. I don't even know how you would knock someone out. Like I've you see like on TV, like you like pinch the neck and they just pass out. Because I don't want to fucking be like beating the shit out of someone to knock them out. Like I don't want to kill anyone. I'm just trying to sneak in somewhere. Okay. That's all I'm trying to do. Honestly, don't knock someone out. If you can just sneak in to where they keep uniforms or whatever, that might be a better option for you. If you know. All right. When career hunting, flagging Craigslist posts as spam after applying or taking down flyers for a position, like at a college campus, cuts down on the competition. That's very unethical, but also like a great idea. I don't think people go to... Do people still go on Craigslist? Like, is there a lot of stuff I'm missing there? After, like, Facebook Marketplace became a thing, and then you can join, like, certain Facebook groups, to, like, if you're looking for, like, a work type thing. I know, especially in music, that's how you can... It's an easy way to meet people. Yeah, that's what I would do it. But I think it's smart. Yeah, it doesn't have to be Craigslist. You see a Facebook post... or like an Indeed or like LinkedIn job application or something like that, flag it. That's a smart move. Apply and then flag and try to get that. Yeah, that is smart. That is a great way to lower competition. Actually, I don't know if I did I say that was unethical? That's just fucking. That just shows you want the job. I think an employer would probably want that. It's like this guy, at least knows how to put in good effort. At least He's his effort is great, so it's great for him. No more tickets, baby! I once got a parking ticket, and instead of paying it, I dipped it in water, crumpled it up, and I had my girlfriend bring it to the police station a week later, saying she found it on the streets. I went online to see if the citation was still there, and it was gone. That's pretty interesting. That's a pretty interesting thing to do. And guess what? If you're like, that's unethical. I'm like, no. Police give parking tickets, for the most part, is just a way for them to make money, even though we already pay taxes and they get money that way. Cops are just fucking sleazy. We need more money. I was like, well, you guys gonna have to fucking fundraise or something. Okay, could we do like an event thing for fundraising? No, let's just be fucking dicks to poor people. Fuck cops. When you're meeting someone, tell them you are twice as far away from them as you actually are and are willing to meet halfway, i.e. a block away from where you currently are. Yeah, that's a good plan. It's a good plan, but also it kind of makes you a shitty person too. So do it at your own risk. Be a shitty person at your own risk, all right? So do that. Oh, this is a cool picture of this guy. To dominate someone in a conversation, stare at their forehead questionably. Just don't do that, okay? I'm just gonna say right here, don't do that. It's gonna make people feel really fucking weird, and no one's gonna like that at all. So don't do that. Just do it for me. Don't do it for me. Do it for me, please. All right. I used to keep a cup from McDonald's in my car at all times, and whenever I was driving and wanted some soda, I would just walk in any McDonald's and refill my cup. I did this for weeks. Yeah. Honestly, anyone can do that, and guess what? For real, McDonald's does not give a shit. Even like management, like you're told, like employees get free soda at McDonald's. Like it's pretty much all free. McDonald's, and they don't even care. If you go to a McDonald's and just go up to the counter, it's like, hey, can I have a free soda? They'll be like, fuck yeah, sure. Like sometimes, sometimes they'll just be like, yeah, okay. Because it's like that's why they're all priced $1, because they're making like it's probably like 1 cent for the soda or whatever at McDonald's, and for them making, then they're charging $1, so they're making like a huge profit off it. So they don't even fucking care, dude, at McDonald's. So yeah, that works too. Or you could just fucking ask, can I have a free soda? And they'll be like, sure. Apple espionage. Want to eavesdrop on someone? AirPods have a little live listen feature that turns your iPhone into a microphone. Leave your iPhone charging in the room you want to snoop on and listen in remotely. I've heard of this before, and it's fucking great. I've never done it. I have AirBuds too, but I've never tried that. I'm never in a situation where I need it though. I mean, obviously sometimes you need to record conversations, but like it's pretty simple. Like even then, like you could just have your phone out, press record, and be sneaky about it, or have your camera open too. Camera's better, because I think if you're at like work or something like that and need to have something recorded, like the film will show who each individual is and everything from there. So yeah, all right, moving on. Okay, if you're stuck on an annoying call, put your phone on airplane mode instead of hanging up. The other person will see call failed instead of call ended. That's very solid advice, though. Call failed. If you're stuck on an annoying call, like, I don't know. I mean, sometimes you have to like talk to family members or whatever, or have important conversations, and like they're like not fun conversations to have, but spammers or whatever, I don't know, just they don't care. You can just hang up on them. They actually kind of a lot of times they don't want to talk to people on the phone, so hanging up on them makes their job a lot easier. All right. It's very awkward to say no if you go to a fast food place, for example, and you simply lie and say that there was a Big Mac missing from your order during lunch rush and that your receipt got thrown away with your meal. They'll give you another one. Only do that at the big chains, though. Don't do it at like a small local restaurant. But yeah, do you think McDonald's employees actually give a shit? Like the owner gives a shit. That's the only person who gives a shit about stuff like that. But yeah, but besides that though, yeah. Some McDonald's managers are cool. It's like, hey, if you're gonna eat some of the food here, you gotta mark it down as that we threw it away. You gotta mark it down that we threw it away, because, and this is one of the worst things about working fast food, is that they'll, like, there's a specific trash bin where it's like, oh, say you messed up. So at McDonald's, like you messed up making a burger or whatever. They have to throw it in a trash can with a bunch of other shit. And then someone has to go through the fucking trash and like mark down like how much like each individual like type of burger patty, chicken patty, yada, yada, yada from there. It's pretty gross. Still not as bad as like changing out the oil in a deep fryer. Cause like because it's not like the actual part of doing it's not bad, but then you're like just fucking it's just caked in oil, you know, just from like residue and air and shit like that. It's disgusting, dude. It's just like, ugh, it just feels so gross. Just imagine you're eating French fries, but you rub French fries all over your face. Now do that times 1,000. That's what it fucking feels like to change it. Change the fucking oil in a deep fryer, like they do at McDonald's. It's like not even like you get into the deep fryer. It's just that like, I don't know, it just gets in the air and shit like that. If you want people to stop letting their dog poop on your lawn, don't put up a no dogs allowed sign or a please pick up your dog's poop sign. Put a lawn recently treated with toxic pesticide sign. No one wants their doggo or pupper walking around on accidentally ingesting poison. Yeah, that's gonna be a thing. No one's gonna try to call your bluff on a situation like that. No one's gonna try and be like, prove it. All right, I'm gonna have my dog eat it, see what happens. You know, it's like, fuck. If my dog dies, then you're a fucking liar. Don't kill your dog. Don't let your dog. Don't try to call someone's bluff if they did that shit. Also, do they actually put pesticides on lawns? Like, I guess you have to have a really bad problem. When I was 16, a friend and I created a website, fake reviews of concerts in the Washington, D.C. area that we didn't actually go to. Once we had built it up to our satisfaction, we used it as credentials to gain backstage access to a huge D.C. area music festival 3 years in a row. Not a bad plan. Takes a lot of work. So people are like, I'm just going to do that. I'm like, that's a lot of work. The fact that they had a decent reward and are okay with that is shocking. But, get reviewing shows without going to them. I mean, maybe someone like filmed it on their phone. Maybe that may be easy, but besides that, no, that's fucking crazy. If you want free parking, find a garage that makes you take a ticket to keep track of how long you've been there. When you leave, instead of giving the machine the original ticket you took, go get a new one and give that one to the machine. You'll only be charged for like 5 minutes of parking, which is usually free. I've done this one many times. Especially if it also, I've also come to learn with parking situations, if it's a private parking lot, like, so say if it's like a government street or whatever, the police will give you a ticket. But if like it's a private parking lot, the ticket you're going to get is from the privately owned company that owns the parking lot. And, what I learned is, if it's a private lot, you don't have to pay the ticket the private lot gives you. Now, like, if it's like they make you pay before going in, they'll probably make you do that. Make you pay after you leave. They could still do that, but they're going to make you pay from like an automated machine. And then like, you just decide no, or it expires and someone gives you a ticket. And if it's a private lot, like I said, if it's not the police, you don't have to pay that. I like go into there, what's your license plate? And I'll just like type boobs or some shit like that, print it off, stick it in my windshield, and then come back or whatever. And a lot of times they'll see the ticket and we're like, nope, no, we're good. Sometimes they'll be like, hey, there's no ticket. One time it was like a Chipotle parking lot that had one of those things. And I'm like, I'm just going in and getting something to go. I'm not going to do that. And someone tried to give me a ticket like quickly. And they're like, maybe I can call and dispute it. I'm like, just ignore it. Because if you like, it's not going to like be sent to a collection agency. I don't think they have the approval to do that. All they can do in a private lot is tow you. Like, that's the only thing like you would do, and then you have to pay the tow. Like, either if they don't want you parking there, they can tow you. Like, that's the only thing. So you could risk getting towed. But like, if short, like I remember I used to, when I get my haircut, you had to put shit in like that too, And once I realized that, like, I just never paid for parking. So remember that, and also this advice as well. This is good advice. Of Orange Fest. My dad would keep an orange vest and an orange flag in his car whenever we would go to sporting events after the game. When the lot was full of angry drunk drivers, even getting someone to let you in was a real pain in the what? I don't know what, it's just blackout it's not how you end a sentence. My dad would have me or my brother jump out with the vest and flag and stop traffic so he could get in the line. Then we would jump back in the car. That's a lot of work, and the fact that they pulled it off is impressive. I am very impressed. Very impressed. Keep doing that shit. That is a good deal. Need new tires? Run a car with the same bolt pattern and swap the wheels. All right, I'm just gonna point out the flaw in this one. All right, you need new tires for your car. So what you do is instead of just buy new tires, okay? Instead of just buying new tires, you're gonna rent a car. Now, if you do, like, I remember my dad had something with like his job where like he could get a rental car, so it was like unlimited miles, and then like it was like $12 a day or something like that, you know, which I would say was a good deal. So we never flew anywhere. We always like got a rental car and drove somewhere, you know. It's like, why would we fly? It's only a 12-hour drive. Like, are we in a band or something like that where we have a ton of gear to haul? Nope, just 4 individuals who are going to get really angry at each other for spending too much time in a very small metal box. So yeah, if your work gives you a free rental car, this could work. But I would say it's probably just going to be a little bit cheaper and less work to just buy 4 new tires and then go to a place and have them put on, like places like Firestone or Goodyear, like they show in this photo. I'm like, yeah, they'll change that shit pretty quick, you know? It's not going to be that much, you know? You'd probably cost more for the tire than the labor. Walmart, I think, does it too, you know? So, this is bad advice. Don't do that. Unless you get like a free rental car, then do it, you know? When I was going to college, I would walk over to the Whole Foods and get some of their most expensive grass-fed bone-in rib-eye steaks from the meat counter. The butcher would wrap them up and slap a price tag on them if I was getting meat for a barbecue. This was something upwards of $200. Then I would walk over to the bulk grains, put the meat on the scale, and hit print for something like oats. I'd cover the existing label on the meat with my much cheaper oats label and proceed to self-checkout. It would ask you to scan the barcode and then place the item in the basket. Got a bunch of meat of the price of oats. So yeah, this is a good idea. However, I'm just gonna feel like, yeah, I mean, I don't know, something feels unethical. This is really unethical to do, but I feel like it's like, oh, if it's $200, but I only spent like $150 or even maybe $100, it's kind of pushing it. But yeah, I feel like this would be okay. But like, I don't know, at some point it's like very questionable stuff. Need a new windshield because yours is cracked? Find a gravel hauling company, scope out of their truck routes, get behind one, and then claim gravel fell off their truck and damage your windshield. I had a car that this shit fucking happened to. Do they actually just have good enough insurance where it's like, here's $200, go change your fucking windshield? And that's impressive. So yeah, I don't know. I tried to get I remember when it happened, I tried to like drive and take a picture of their license plate, but I could not. So that was unfortunate for me. I don't have that car anymore, so it's not a problem. If you're hungry and in between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m., you can get a free continental breakfast from pretty much any hotel you walk into. It helps if it's busy. You should probably only do it when it's busy. Actually, I don't know how many hotels actually give a shit. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, if you come there, if you're there way too often, they're going to be like, buddy, what room are you in? You know, it's kind of one of those once in a while things. Like, you know, if you're on a trip, say you're living the van life, you know, you're living in a van down by the river, and you're like, I want to get some free breakfast and a free meal or whatever. You probably, you know, you're passing by a hotel all the time, and yeah, you do it right. You're like, very interesting. It's gonna, I don't know, you may have to plan it out a little better, but yeah, if you just walk in straight to the kitchen, you can kind of have to wander the halls maybe a little bit, then head to the food or whatever, you know. And then they think, you just probably came in the wrong door or something. So it's a good meal, and you know, if you don't do it too often, it'll be fine. When I know I'm going to be late for something, I'll call ahead and just to whomever I'm meeting at that I was just pulled over for speeding, thus giving myself an excuse for being late and demonstrating my commitment to whatever it is I'm late for. It usually works pretty well. I don't know. Just take the L and just be, or you could just say trap. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Do that at your own risk. I think that's gonna be the advice. The clearance rack in the store, I hear those markdown labels can roll right off if you master the technique. They remain quite sticky. You can stick them on top of the standard ticket barcode. Yeah, you have to find the cheaper one, peel that one off, and then stick it on the high one. Don't take the high one off. It looks suspicious. Life hack. If your girlfriend has an annoying friend you want her to stop being friends with, you just casually mention how pretty she is. That'd be kind of weird though, because then what if one of your girlfriend's like a little bisexual? You know, it's like, I'd be willing to try that out. And you're like, fuck, now I have to fucking bone her annoying friend, which isn't that big of a deal, but still, you have to bone her annoying friend. In order to be a good liar, you need to convince everyone that you are a bad liar. No, that's actually good advice. That's more like mental techniques to gaslight people, you know. Yeah. Don't call into work sick. Call in saying that you have a family problem. That's the end of the discussion. Yeah, unless your boss is nosy, and then you have to come up with excuse. I guess you could make up an easy excuse. My mom was sick. My mom had a medical emergency. I don't want to really talk about it anymore from there. Then they run into your mom and doing that shit, you know. All right, where we go. You can take as many bottles through TSA as will fit a quart-sized plastic bag. They're like $1.50 at the liquor store compared to $7 on the plane, or even save them and refill at home, and even cheaper. Ask the flight attendant for the whole can and a cup of ice. Make sure to mix them in your drink when the flight attendant isn't looking, as this is against FAA regulations. Put the empty minis back into your bag and not the seat pocket. Okay, so like the picture is like, looks like little mini like plastic water bottles, but no, I've done this. You can buy reusable little bottles on like Amazon or whatever. I got a huge pack, and somehow they're all missing the lids. So like if next time I fly, I have to like buy another one again. Pretty cool stuff. But yeah, no, definitely sneak. Definitely a great way to sneak liquor, because if you fly Southwest, and because you know your worth, that's Southwest Airlines motto. Southwest Airlines, because I know what I'm worth. They give you like a free soda, so you get like so bring some like Jack Daniels or any type of whiskey, and stuff like that, or any like vodka if you want like just orange juice. Make yourself some drinks and stuff like that, and then you can also buy like a bottle of soda from the gas. It's a little more expensive, but you don't have to spend that money on drinks or whatever. That's why I love going to airports. Like, it sounds weird that like I still follow the 2-hour rule. It's just I kind of want to chill out. I don't like to like feel rush. Like I just like to get through everything. And then just sit down and start drinking. Like I am a great role model for kids. I am a great role model. All it takes is a green shirt. You ever go to a country concert where something that implies you are in the military? You won't pay for a drink the whole night. That's very smart. But is it illegal to dress up like you're in the military? They really don't like people who are actually in the military or in the armed forces who aren't complete idiots. If they're an idiot, that idiot guy, you went to high school with, they're kind of the guy you put on the front lines. They're kind of like the frontline guys. You're just like, we need just like a human shield. And that's why you hire the idiots. But like the smart ones, the smart ones will tell you that, but it's, unless you're like working or whatever, like you shouldn't be wearing your fucking military costume or whatever you call it, out in public. They usually, the dumb guys in the military do that. But yeah, the normal ones, the ones that smart and, actually are like the reason we're the fucking best country in the world. USA. They'll tell you that. But just wear like a shirt that implies you're in the military. Don't wear the fucking actual costume. No one else for the dead. Looking to buy a car, search the obituary for the phone number. God, they could be looking to liquidate assets quickly and sell cheap. That's like I think that's been like multiple Seinfeld episodes where like I at least know there's two where they're like, I think someone died in an apartment and someone wants to move in or something like that. Oh no, the second one is I guess Elaine had to get a new phone number because of Kramer or something like that, and like she's trying to get one, but like because area codes, she wanted an old New York area code, not like a new one, so people know she's like from the city. You just watch the show. Could you imagine just calling up someone being like, "Hey, I'm so sorry, your mom died. Anyways, what you doing with that car? Are you looking to sell it? Because I'm just like selfish intentions and shit like that." If anyone asks you, lying about your kid's age at an amusement park or buffet will get you a cheaper price. Yeah, and then the kids are like, I'm not 5, I'm 8. You're like, shut the fuck up. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to lie about your age. But I thought you said it was wrong to lie. I'm like, okay, this is not the time for my good parenting to take place. If you want to download movies, music, or software, just Google them and read the DMCA complaints on the bottom of the search results. All the copyrighted material is conveniently listed there and where you can get them. Good guy, Google. I don't understand that. Someone please explain that to me. There's way too many of these. Want to steal something in a secure building? Buy a wheelchair and put a crap in your lap. The cardboard boxes for paper reams work well and can be gotten for free. Roll up to the door behind someone. They'll hold the door for you. No need for a key card. Unethical. Do not do that. But if you do, it'll probably work. No one's gonna harass a cripple. Need flowers for your significant other? Cemeteries have you covered. Those are, guys who do this. They're often named Josh. Actually, this is 100% something a guy named Josh would do. If you're a guy named Josh and you want to get flowers for your significant other, you would 100%, if your name is Josh, you go to a cemetery and you 100% steal flowers from graves to give to your significant other. And you're like, why would you do that? Because your name is Josh. And that's just a fact, Elderly friends. Want free parking near your college campus? Find an older person who lives near campus and doesn't drive and befriend them. I don't want to be friends with any more boomers than I already am, Just like, I don't need another racist, entitled, old asshole to be friends with. I don't need that in my life. I have enough. I know enough boomers. I don't think I need to know anymore. If you have a significant unexplained employment gap that is hurting your resume, claim that you were providing full-time end-of-life care for a grandparent or other older. Solid choice. You can lie. Yeah. Always, if you're trying to get a job, like, the best thing you can do is lie. People are like, just be honest and show them. I'm like, no. Everyone else is lying. You need to lie too. Lie really good. Lie really well. Don't go overboard saying shit you can't do, It's like audio. I'm like, I can keep up with any audio person ever. I'm just built different. However, though, a lot of people are lying that they're better, and that's scary. Find a partner, hard, I know, who is a heavy sleeper. Each night when they go to sleep, slap a nicotine patch on them. Take it out before they wake up. They will become addicted to nicotine, and should they break up with you, go through massive withdrawals. If everything has gone to plan, they will associate this shitty feeling with their newfound freedom. All right, yeah, that's the toxic gossip train. I don't even fucking more of these. Buy clothes at Goodwill and sell them in Playhouse Closet. Yeah. I saw like a dressing room at Goodwill, and I have to say, you don't use the dressing room at Goodwill. You just buy it. You're like, this looks like my size, and if it doesn't fit, you just take the L. That dressing room has to be fucking monstrous, dude. Free channels forever. Call up your TV provider and tell them you want to stop using them to keep your business. They will offer extra channels when the channels run out. Repeat the process. I have had NFL Sunday tickets on DirecTV for 3 years straight for free. Good advice. I need to do that with SiriusXM so I can listen to the Emo Project. Tell your friends that you've made them a partial life insurance beneficiary. They'll feel obligated to do the same for you and will only find out you lied if you die first. All right, cool hack. Craigslist hacking, more of these. When buying something on Craigslist, I use the spam email to lowball the seller by a lot. Then I use my regular email to give a reasonable offer that is still a good amount under the asking price. I almost always have my offer accepted. Good advice. hopefully it works. I'll just, sometimes I'll wait until someone, usually people haggle, and I usually put up a little bit more than I actually want for it when I sell something online. And then, people are always going to kind of haggle. So then when they usually haggle down to like the price you would actually sell it for. So, cool hack. Are we almost done with this? Boyfriend of the year. Have a set of pictures on your phone of yourself in your apartment. Send one to your girlfriend before you go to sleep when you actually get shit-faced with your friends. Maybe date someone who's actually fun and be like, oh, you just want to hang out with your friends. Okay. Have fun getting drunk tonight. Be safe. Women are just, I hate women who are just like, oh, my partner wants to have fun. Fuck that. Even though we have nothing planned. Calling all renters. If you're renting and make a mark on the wall, change the date on your phone and take a picture to show it. What was it like when you moved in? Yeah, that only really works if you still use a flip phone, dude. I don't even think your iPhone you can change the time, Another Amazon hack. Get a free shipping on Amazon before you place the order. Use an empty Visa gift card. Yeah, the Amazon Prime. That's fine. They'll just... Yeah, okay. All right. And... when lying, always include something slightly embarrassing. Okay, I thought everything reset. Yeah, if you add an embarrassing story to it, yeah, it'll sound real because no one lies and makes themselves look worse. That's why I don't think Elvis faked his death, because no one lies about dying on the toilet. No one's lie is dying on the toilet. Actually, no, it could be a good excuse. That way people won't question it, and then everyone's questioning it anyways. I have an obnoxious coworker that never stopped talking, so I started sticking my hand in the hand dryers every time he spoke to me, situated in our workplace for hygiene reasons. Okay, that's cool. You're just being a dick. We're just going to end on this one. Struggling to write a CV or can't get a particular job? Post fake job offerings on recruitment websites for that position you're interested in and watch the CV/resumes pour in, which you can then copy for your own advantage. Very smart. That's actually very smart. But I think with Chat GPT, I feel like a lot of stuff is getting more organized. So I'm actually really working to right now to understand AI, at least to the extent of how to use it for my advantage. And also if the AI overlords are listening, you know what? I am your friend still. We're cool. We don't have any bad blood between us. And that's it. What unethical life hacks do you have? Please let me know. Tell me something good. Drizly, the ultimate convenience for all your alcohol needs, delivered right to your doorstep. Tired of making last-minute trips to the liquor store or dealing with crowded aisles and long checkout lines? With Drizly, your favorite drinks are just a few taps away, making your alcohol shopping experience easier and more enjoyable than ever before. Drizly brings the liquor store to you, offering an extensive selection of beer, wine, spirits, and more. Browse their vast catalog of top-quality brands, local favorites, and specialty beverages, all conveniently organized on their user-friendly app or website. With Drizly, there's no need to leave the comfort of your home. Simply choose your favorite drinks, place your order, and let their reliable delivery partners handle the rest. Whether you're hosting a party, relaxing after a long day, or simply stocking up for the weekend, Drizly ensures that your drinks are delivered promptly and securely. But Drizly isn't just about convenience, it's about choice. Discover new flavors, explore unique craft brews, or find the perfect bottle of wine to complement your meal. With Drizly's vast selection, you have the freedom to choose exactly what you want when you want it. Worried about the hassle of age verification? Drizly has you covered. Their delivery partners are trained to ensure responsible alcohol delivery, making sure that only those of legal drinking age receive their orders. Your safety and the safety of your community is their top priority. Join the millions of satisfied customers who have already embraced the convenience and simplicity of Drizly. Say goodbye to the hassle of traditional alcohol shopping and hello to the ease of having your favorite drinks delivered to your doorstep. That's not all. Using our link in the description gives you $5 off your first order, which can greatly enhance your night, if you know what I'm saying. Ready to elevate your drinking experience? Download the Drizly app or visit our website today and experience the future of alcohol shopping. Cheers to a new way of enjoying your favorite drinks with Drizly. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. Honey, your ultimate online shopping companion that saves you time and money effortlessly. Are you tired of endlessly searching for coupon codes or missing out on the best deals when shopping online? Say goodbye to those frustrations and hello to Honey, the free browser extension that revolutionizes your online shopping experience. Honey is your personal shopping assistant that automatically finds and applies the best coupon codes at checkout, helping you save money with just a few clicks. No more wasted time scouring the internet for discounts. Honey does the work for you, ensuring you never miss out on a great deal again. But Honey doesn't stop at coupon codes. It goes the extra mile to ensure you get the best price possible. With Honey's innovative price history feature, you can track the price changes of your favorite products over time. This means you'll always know if you're getting the best deal or if it's better to wait for a price drop. And the best part, Honey works seamlessly with over 30,000 online retailers, including popular brands across fashion, tech, home goods, and more. Whether you're shopping for a new wardrobe, upgrading your electronics, or sprucing up your living space, Honey has your back, ensuring you get the best value for your money. Worried about privacy and security? Rest assured, Honey is committed to protecting your personal information. They never sell or share your data, and their browser extension is designed with top-notch security measures to keep your online shopping experience safe and secure. Join the millions of satisfied users like me who have already saved millions of dollars with Honey. Download the Honey browser extension today and unlock a world of savings every time you shop online. Don't miss out on an incredible deal and the chance to save money effortlessly. Experience the power of Honey and take your online shopping to a whole new level. Honey, the sweetest way to shop online. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show.
Oh no! Our table!
It's time for Oh No, Our Table, the part of the podcast where I answer questions. That's all it is. So, without further ado,
Let's just jump into it.
is it weird to get turned off by seeing the vagina? The vagina. That's fucking Ohio State. I'm a straight man, 19. I'm not sure if this would affect it, but I've only ever had one girlfriend and we had sex just a handful of times. We were long distance and only visited twice. Part of the reason we didn't have sex more often, and part of the reason I suspected she was cheating, was because if I looked down to make sure I was getting in the right hole, I'd see the flaps and all that and go soft pretty much instantly. And you can't imagine that was a mood killer, so I tried not to. Is this a normal reaction? Wait a minute. Part of the reason I suspected she cheated on you because of the lack of sex, which clearly makes a lot of sense. Okay. I'm not saying you should cheat on someone if you're not getting a lot of sex. But, I mean, that's the reason. You know, at least they have a reason. At least they're not just, like, doing it because they wanted to fuck someone. They did it because there's something in the relationship. I mean, okay, that's another day. Brother, have you, okay, so I'm going to take you through your mindset here. All right, you're getting ready for sex with a lady, and when you looked at her vagina, just for positioning's sake, you were turned off. Okay? Now, there's roast, we all know the classic roast beef vaginas, the girls that every time you go to Arby's, you're like, damn, I should give her a call.
What?
We all know those girls. And, and ladies are very sensitive about, like, that topic, which, I'm here to tell you, most men don't care. If you, ladies, I'm just saying, if you have a man who really cares about that shit, it's probably... I'm going to let you know, you're probably not going to be soulmates, I do think there is something to it where, like, your soulmate likes your genitals and, your genitals shouldn't be a deal breaker, you know what I'm saying? Like, your genitals should be enjoyed, and, like, they don't have to be perfect, but they have to be good enough for you to enjoy. Now, looking at you, brother, I'm going to ask the question that probably every person you've asked this has asked you. Do you think you might like men? Okay? I'm not saying... Because, it was like on your mom's house, they were like talking, they made like, I don't know, this is probably a joke, but some people are actually going to believe this, that if you have erectile dysfunction, it just means you're gay. And if you try a gay and it doesn't happen, it might mean you're straight. But they didn't even bring up, like, being asexual. Like, you might just not be into it, you know? So, like, that's a weird fucking question. You're 19, and I don't know, is it her? You know, she could have it could just be gross, you know? And at the end of the day, don't date gross people, you know? Being gross is a choice, okay? Being gross is a choice, and because it's a choice, it's okay to discriminate, you know? When it's a choice, you know, like, you're not, you know, people are born black, and it's like, you know, you shouldn't discriminate against black people because they didn't have a choice, you know? They were just born black. However, being gross is another thing. Now, you know, you could have, like, a problem with smells, but, like, a lot of hygiene things, for the most part, can be managed, you know? Like, you may get some zits, you know, but you may get zits, but, like, you know, I don't know, to be clean doesn't cost a lot of money. Just being honest with you. It doesn't cost a lot of money to be clean. And, like, because, like, just get shit from, like, Dollar General or something, I don't know. But yeah, I feel like if the vagina was gross, you would say, but, like, I see these flaps go soft pretty much instantly. Dude, it kind of sounds like you're gay. Dude, like, what happens when you see a dick? And if it's the same kind of thing with seeing a dick, I'm gonna say you're asexual, but I don't know, if you're not attracted to women, you're gay, you know? I just think that's just a life lesson. You're gay. And there's nothing wrong with being gay, but, like, the fact that you had to ask a question being like, when I see this girl's vagina, I immediately go soft. I'm like, usually that's not the case. This is the one time I think you might be gay, okay? I think you're gay, and that's how we're gonna end it. I told my girlfriend she's hotter with her shirt off. How do I apologize / make things right? I kind of want to know a little bit more context into this question, but okay, so okay, let me put yourself. Let's do an acting exercise. Okay. Hey, babe. I don't know. You're in a casual conversation. Oh no, you're way hotter with your shirt off. Like, that's the thing. It's like, you don't think I'm attractive with my shirt on? I'm like, okay. Like, I guess like, obviously you kind of trap yourself into a corner. I think it's one of those things, you know, women do. They'll trap you in a corner just to, like, upset you, you know, and to make you look like a fool. So it's probably fine, but she's still, like, really upset about that, you know. She needs to probably realize that, for the most part, 99% of women probably do look better with their with their shirt off. You know, even, like, the gross ones, you know, like, titties are titties. I'm always down to see some lady titties, you know. I am always down to see that. I don't even care if it's gross. I'm down to see that shit, you know. That's how I think it is, you know. And yeah, so clearly you have to make the distinction that, oh, you're hot with your shirt on too. I just prefer it when your shirt is off. You phrased it wrong, and you played yourself.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Because most guys aren't saying, you know, like, even then, it's just like, I don't know, isn't that a compliment too? It's just like, you got some fucking nice titties. And I thought that does sound like a compliment, but I don't know, man. You need to, I don't know, maybe shut the fuck up and just maybe go down on her. Maybe that'll solve your problem. Because I think if you go down on her, it'll probably fix things very quickly. So, yeah, so.
Oh no! Our table!
Problem solved. What was the experience that made you start hating cops? Okay. So, I mean, there's multiple stories I can tell, but you said the first experience. I'll say the first experience. I'll go a little bit farther after the first experience. Multiple things. So, obviously, you know, getting speeding tickets or tickets in general, even for just nonsense stuff, will always make you just dislike a cop, because at that point, you know, the purpose of police officers on the road is to protect people on the road, but then it's just become like a scam to get money out of people for going over the speed limit. So it turned into, like, speed limits they came for the protection of everyone. It started off as that too. a way for cops to easily make money off people, because sometimes sometimes you're not on cruise control and your mind goes somewhere else and you're focused on driving and you just, your lead foot, is just making you go faster and faster. Then eventually you're like, whoa, I need to slow down, stuff like that. And I think that's what cops are trying to take advantage of. They're just trying to take advantage of people, and they're not going for rich people. They're usually going for like people who live in poverty or poor people. So they look for crappier vehicles and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, that just makes you hate cops, because it's just like they're just scamming people out of money for the most part. The one story that made me really fucking hate cops is it was after The Force Awakens. I saw that movie in theaters, and clearly, like, people think Star Wars now and they're just like, but like back then, like, this is Star Wars comeback since was it Revenge of the Sith? Like, there hasn't really been anything but like the Clone Wars series since then. So it was a big fucking deal. Movie theater was packed. Even like they had like extra parking, and that was full too. I found a spot behind the movie theater where the employees park, and it was just like a smart move. So anyways, though, go see the movie, have a time. And then after the movie, I called a friend because I wanted to talk about it. He was living in Florida at the time. We're talking about it, and then eventually I'm just sitting there talking to him on the phone. I'm not sitting there driving and stuff like that. I still want to talk to him. And then cops pull up, and I come out of there. I'm like, "Can I help you with anything?" He's like, "Why are you here?" And then I was like, "Well, I just saw the movie. Why are you behind the movie theater?" I'm like, "Well, at the time, the parking lot's back. Now everyone's like left, and I'm just talking on the phone with a friend because of that." And they're like, "All right, step out of the car, and we're gonna need to do a search." I just let them search the car because I'm like, I know I don't have drugs. I just want to get this over with. They had to like fucking pat me down. They went way fucking overboard. Like, they thought it was just, back then they probably thought I was smoking weed in my car. I'm like, first of all, I'm not gonna go behind the movie theater to my car to smoke weed by myself when you clearly see me on the phone. And also, the car does not smell like weed at all. I don't think I even. Yeah, at that point, I don't think I had weed yet. I didn't have weed till I was 22, but I didn't try weed until I was also. It was like a couple months later is when the first time I tried. So just like that. And so that made me really hate cops. And then I drove for Uber a little bit, and cops are just. And then like if you go to downtown Nashville, the cops are like super aggressive and just like fucking complete assholes, and like they honestly cause more traffic problems than, like, the reason they're there is to help with traffic and some other safety aspects, because there's going to be a lot of people there, so they want some security there. But they ended up making things just way worse, and that's why I remember Nashville Pride we're like, cops are not allowed here. That's why, and like obviously, can't even remember their name. Hands Up, Don't Shoot, Ferguson, Missouri, all that stuff. And then just, more and more examples. Just cops are not in it for protecting citizens. They're in it for capitalistic gains, like to gain money. It's like just a scam program. It's like health insurance billing, It's just It's just a scam, and they do everything they can to keep poor people poor and keep lining the pockets of rich people. So, with that being said, yeah, I have way more stories with cops, and it's just best advice I can give: pull out your phone, immediately start recording, and do not say anything to them. And if you get into a situation, always ask for a lawyer, ask if you're being detained, make sure you know all that shit, because cops. And I just hate the idea that, like, you go to court and it's like you even have like a couple people with you, but the cop says something else, and you're like, well, the cop's always right. I'm like, no. Cops are dirty bastards, and when they say the only good cops out there are a dead cop, and that's legit. Like, yeah, because a dead cop would actually die trying to protect someone. So, yeah. So fuck you if you're a police officer. You ain't no friend of mine. Practically, is it impossible to always be alone and never seek a relationship? My last relationship was 4 to 5 years ago, had an ugly breakup, and never felt the need to be in a relationship or hook up or anything. I'm just too comfortable and content with myself. I have numerous hobbies that I'm good at and enjoy doing. Not in a good shape, I don't know what that is, career, but I'm working on it. It's just that I feel I won't have a value add in my life if I magically find someone. All right, we're still recording. What? It said something happened. value add in my life if I magically find someone. What I feel is it will further complicate and make things worse for me. Or is it possible that I can be single and happy, like right now, forever? Or is it just a phase? Yeah, no, I think it's important, and people tell you otherwise and do the complete opposite. Is that like, yeah, don't like date, date for date, but don't like try to have a life, like try to like, I need to get married now, just because you want that or need that. Like, wait for the right person to come into your life and then do it. That way, that way you eventually get to a point where it's like, breaking up's not an option for us, find someone like that. So I think it's really important instead of just finding the wrong person, and stuff like that. The thing is, I don't know if you didn't say your gender or, whatever gender you decided to go by, but if you're a lady, the whole kid situation, like maybe I'm not qualified at all to talk about it, but I don't know, you can freeze your eggs and stuff like that because, for women, it is different for women because of that, that ticking clock on your ovaries and shit like that, and eggs and shit like that. Because that's the only thing. So if, like, that's why I don't know. I'm always very supportive of women. Freeze your eggs. It's like, if I was a woman, I'd definitely 100% freeze eggs. It's like, I don't know if I want a kid or not, right? But I definitely don't want one right now, and the clock is ticking, so I'm just gonna take advantage of it. But I don't know. A good partner, like the right partner, will add value to your life, but the wrong partner will not. So think about it like that before you go off again and stuff like that. Who's the most dangerous human alive right now? So if I was going to say who, I don't think it's going to be, when we think of dangerous, are you thinking about like someone who could like literally just start murdering millions of people and get away with it, like one guy or woman or they, them, but I think the most dangerous people, and I just think people in general, like, I think for the most part, like politicians, possibly, a politician would be the qualification for probably someone who is a dangerous human alive, because it's scary. And then, like, we're currently living through that with Putin. We're like, Putin himself isn't scary. He's dangerous because of the things he has access to be able to do as the leader of Russia. It's just so much power and stuff like that. And I think, I thought Donald Trump was pretty dangerous for a minute because, I don't know, giving a guy who is very mentally unstable access to a button that'll launch nuclear bombs out to the world, that is so dangerous. So it's going to have someone, it'd have to be someone with a lot of power. That's why I always say like a politician or something like that. Because at the end of the day, like, like a mob boss, like they're only going to be able to kill so many people. They're only going to be so far. But like, the United States military, I'm thinking about like the United States or something like that. Our military is so fucking good because it's all where all our money goes. We like, I don't know, if we really wanted to, like the Mexican cartel or just like the Italian mafia or whatever, like if we wanted to, we could just eliminate it. Fucking drone strike that shit very quickly. But, like that's the thing though. So like we're like just going on like good faith that like these big politicians and world leaders are just not going to like destroy all of us. Like we're just going on like pure faith that like I think they're at least a good enough person that they won't do that, which is fucking scary because it's like, some of us times we have bad days and and if you had access to launch nuclear bombs and your day is just bad enough, yeah, it can be really fucking scary. So be careful.
This is the type of guy you get.
So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. What's the difference between a bad person and a person who does bad things? I think about this, if we're going to talk about this, I think about this more from the theory, I think is it the Nuremberg trials or something similar to that? Let's think about like some Nazi soldiers from, Nazi Germany. So a lot of times they're just following orders from someone high up. Like the Holocaust itself, like it it was discovered. Wasn't it discovered after the war? I believe that's the true case because I was told stories of my grandpa. He wasn't there on day one, but he was there on day two. Like, that's the story. I'm like, that's a cool story. I'm like, that's a cool detail. Why don't we just lie and say he was there on day one? But he was there on day two, and apparently, like, yeah, it was discovered, like, at the end of the war, and so, stuff like that. And, like, I guarantee there were probably, like, guys who were in, like, the Nazi military or whatever, and probably didn't know about concentration camps. I don't know how many people, they were like, yeah, Jews used to live here, now they're gone. I don't know what happened to them, you know? It's like, Amsterdam, never been there. Auschwitz, they're not Amsterdam, fucking Auschwitz, and stuff like that. So I think about that because a lot of times when you're like following order, because you think, like, even think about like the American military, like if they decide to do something they don't agree with, and especially like if you're in a situation where, like, yeah, if it's a war crime, don't do it because you'll get big trouble for that. But like, yeah, you think about like, you're told to follow orders, but however, the orders are against kind of like a personal belief and a personal viewpoint. There's like, I don't know. Let's pretend that, I don't know, there's this, like a small village or whatever, and you were told, like, and you're a soldier, and you were told, like, eliminate everyone in this village, and you're like, well, you know, like, I understand the combat between soldier to soldier, but I don't know. Like, I would be against killing innocent people. I'd be like, no, I'm not going to be killing innocent people and stuff like that. You know, I think there's stuff like that, but like, you know, if it's something you don't know is a bad thing, you know, it can be bad. You know, I've worked jobs. I worked in like a medical building, and that was that made you just feel horrible. Like, you're just like, how much, like, just the medical industry is just ripping people off and just, like, gouging them for care that other countries, technologically advanced countries don't have that problem. You know, it somehow wouldn't work in America. It works literally everywhere else. So, like, and you just feel bad, like, how much you feel like you're scamming people, and you just feel so bad, you know? And, like, and that's why... That's probably what made me. That's one thing that probably made me drink a lot because you're just like, you feel bad about your job that you have, and you're like, how do you live with yourself? I'm like, I drink heavily, like that's why. So, I think a bad person does bad things, and they enjoy doing bad things, and they think that this is a purpose, you know, to do a bad things is there's a reason for it, and it's a good thing. But a person who does bad things, usually I would say, is someone following orders of someone else, not someone following orders of someone else doing a bad thing, not necessarily doing the bad thing because they think, you know, it's usually just the mindset of it all. Last question we got. What is a piece of advice that old people like to give that is completely useless in 2023? I recorded a pre-recorded. I think it's the same question. Advice, I think, you know, I think it's just like any 90s kid will probably like tell you what like what your parents told you as a kid. Like, clearly, like the biggest one was, you're not going to have a calculator everywhere you go. You know, I'm like, clearly that's bullshit. And then, like, you know, you take a test, like, you're not going to have answers like this in the real world. I'm like, all these answers could be a Google searched in less time than it takes to even answer one of these questions, to even like study and use that brain power. So stuff like that, I'd put under that category as well. One thing that I think I used to do that was really dumb is, back in the day, you know, when you flush the toilet and the shower got cold, the shower in the bathroom I had, you know, what I learned is you can unscrew it, and like the heat thing is on like a limit, or else, and it usually has a little thing in there that stops it from getting any hotter. That way you don't just like burn yourself, you know, and stuff like that. And it's just a little stopper thing. And before I knew that's what you had to do, I would like not flush the toilet because to be scared like the shower would be cold, because it was already somewhat cold. Like the hot water did not last long, like before you got used to it. But and I thought, don't flush the toilet. So then I'd take my morning shit and then take a shower, and I'd just be letting a fucking brown little turtle in there start simmering for the world. And so that was cool. That was a cool thing I did. What other 90s thing? Let's just Google it. Fuck it. I'll do what you didn't do and Google it. What's a piece of advice that old people like to give, because I should have thought this through. All right, 26 pieces of advice from seniors to millennials. Don't fear aging. That's okay, worrying about so much. Meaningful story. Oh yeah, the money doesn't buy happiness is probably the best one, where it's like, oh, money doesn't buy happiness. Yes, it fucking does. It can't buy you like friendships and human connection. It can help, but in certain aspects, but it can't really help you with human connection and like relationships. But it will make you happy. Like the fact that, because like so many like things that make people unhappy and stressed and depressed is just lack of financial stability. And when you have financial stability, like, you know how many people's lives are so much better. Like we all work jobs to like enslave over our jobs just so we get paid, because if we don't get paid, then like our lives will significantly get worse. And so money doesn't buy happiness is fucking nonsense advice. But besides that, though, this is how we end today's episode of Cancel Schweezy, better known as the Lord's trademark favorite podcast. Follow me on social media at TheSchweezy. Your preferred music streaming service is under Schweezy. Just find me there. And make sure your Patreon, Cash App, or PayPal, great way to say thank you for being a friend. But don't forget to subscribe, especially on YouTube, and share those highlights with your friends. And leave a review and a 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1 star rating. So honk if you love butt drugs, and stay awesome. Believe it or not, Schweg isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep. I must be out, or I'd pick up the phone. Where could I be? Believe it or not, I'm not home. Thank you for tuning in to Cancel Schweezy, the Lord's trademark favorite podcast, and joining me on this incredible journey. I hope you've enjoyed the valuable insights and engaging discussion I brought to your ears. To ensure you never miss an episode, hit that subscribe button now. By subscribing, you'll receive automatic updates whenever we release new content, keeping you in the loop with the latest episodes and topics. Subscribing not only guarantees that you'll never miss a beat, but also helps support our show. Your subscription plays a crucial role in helping us continue to bring you high quality content and maintain our podcast growth. So whether you're listening on your favorite podcast platform or watching our YouTube channel, take a moment to click that subscribe button. Join our community of passionate listeners and be part of the journey. Personally, I appreciate your support, and together, we can make this podcast even better. So don't wait any longer. Hit that subscribe button now and stay connected with us. Thank you for being part of our podcast family.